Welcome to our team training. So today, Naomi, myself, and the beautiful Michelle are all going to be sharing some of our hot tips with you tonight. Get your pen and paper ready. All writing things down really cements it into your brain. I love it. And we're going to touch a little bit on, we're going to talk about our mini conference that we have coming up in like 3 weekends. It is my birthday that day. So that is enough reason for everyone to be tuning into it, right? And those of you who come to the in live, you get to drink wine with me. But we want to talk about the importance of it. We ran one last February. It was epic. Naomi and Mick flew over for it. A lot of you guys who are in Perth came. And we're doing it again this 24th of February. It's actually going to be so much bigger, so much better. Way more value is going to be added. And we want, Naomi and I, as your NMD leaders, we just want every single one of you to experience it, whether it is in person or it is through the Zoom. So we've been able to create a Zoom link for you to tune in from the comfort of your house and absorb all of the goodness. I think that is incredible, guys. So you've probably seen Naomi and I posted all through our team pages, and even after this call tonight, the 7:45 p.m. Perth time call, if any of you guys are staying up later for it, he's actually got all of us NMDs jumping on sharing about Find Your Fire, the mini conference. So I'm going to talk about the main reasons why I think it's so important for you guys to go and why I love it. And then I'll hand it over to Naomi, because Naomi has got, I know this is the mini conference that absolutely changed her business. So she'll touch on that as well. And so can you pop in the chat, who has already bought their ticket? Whether it's a Zoom ticket, only $20. So cheap for a mini conference, or if you bought your live ticket, which is only $50, which again is incredible. Oh my God, woohoo! Almost everyone, yay, fantastic. And if you're sitting there right now thinking, oh, like I really want to do it, but I don't know, honestly, I'm listening to this book right now, the 5-second rule. It takes you 5 seconds for your brain to set into your like protection mode, which means after 5 seconds, after you've had a thought, you're like, oh, maybe not, no, I'm a bit nervous to go or whatnot. You've got that 5-second gap to make a decision and take action before your brain tells you otherwise. So make the decision and buy your ticket. Payday is this Friday with Juice Plus. Invest your profits back into your business and back into your growth. Neil hasn't booked. Oh, well, you've said it now. You have to go book your ticket. And look, guys, if it's a Saturday, it's going to be the full day. If you are Zooming in and you already have commitments that you cannot get out of, I'd rather you Zoom in for 4 hours, 2 hours, or at least, the whole day would be incredible. Or even if you're if you have something that's already been booked in and you can't get out of it at all and you're coming to the live version, even if you came for the first part, getting any of the value is better than nothing. So there's going to be, we've got some speakers who are outside Juice Plus coming through that's going to be talking about business development, mindset, and all that cool stuff. Then we're going to have separate sections on the customer care side. The customers are the backbone of the business, right? That's what we get paid on. That's what brings the volume through. So how to get customers, how to keep customers, everything to do with that. You're hearing from the experts within the business. We're going to have an NMD panel. So you're going to learn, hear the journeys from the NMDs that you just don't know who you're going to relate to and whose journey is just like yours, and you can learn so much from. We're going to have a Rising Star panel. I can't remember everything else. And the incredible Naomi and Mick are going to be speaking, closing the event. Woohoo! So we all need to be on to support them as well, to be watching this. So I just can't get enough of how, it actually was Tamara Hunter, one of our up NMDs who were up the line, and a couple of the others that actually went out and networked and got in contact with these incredible speakers that we're having. And I just can't, because they charge normally thousands of dollars for their coaching and their seminars that they run, and they're going to come and speak for us. And I cannot wait to learn as much as I can. So really, guys, whenever I've ever made a decision in this business to go to any kind of conference, I've never really thought twice about it, because I knew the power of surrounding myself in that environment. I knew the power of that on my business. And I know some of you have heard this story before. When I first joined 4 Februaries ago, my 4th year anniversary this month, Caitlin and Carly were like, or Caitlin's like, come on girls, you need to go, you need to come to our normal conference, the big Aussie conference. And I booked it straight away. I spent all my Juice Plus paychecks to get me there. First I bought my plane fare, but first, then I bought my ticket, then I bought my accommodation. It absolutely exploded my business. These things are like the best things you can invest in, because you get, it's specific coaching for your business that you can relate to. And it's surrounding yourself in that environment. Even being on Zoom, you can have everyone else up on screen. It's going to be fantastic. So I cannot stress it enough. Now, not everyone is on the call tonight, which is totally cool. But I bet you all have team members that are not on team training and that you know will benefit from our mini conference. And that $20, you know, if they, especially if you've signed these people up in January and they've put orders through, they can put, if they're not in Perth, $20 to a Zoom ticket, investing back into their business. Or you could even run your own little incentive. If you have team members who are sitting on the fence because they've just joined, they're not quite sure that they're, and we get like that, you know, when you first join, you're like, oh, I don't know what's what or what I'm doing. And they don't understand the value of these big events that we put on. Why not run an incentive for them, saying if you get 3 customers by next week, or whatever it might be, or you hit your next promotion, I will buy you a ticket as your prize. If there's any excuses or whatnot regarding paying for the ticket, I think that might be a good idea. I thought I'd just throw that out there. So I can just rave on all about it. I'm actually going to handball straight over to Naomi, because my thoughts is just get on it. You know, us leaders are putting this on for you guys, and we want you to succeed so much. And this is all we can do. So from your end, all you need to do is show up, and you will understand after the event. You will know why we were like, yes, you have to be there. All right. So, and if you have any questions, definitely ask. I'll pop them in the chat while we're going. I just need to find Naomi to pin her. Cool.
Mm-hmm. Hello, everyone. All right. So, yeah, Kim pretty much said it all, to be completely honest, like that you just really don't understand the power of a conference, or of, you know, everyone getting together in the one room and you're surrounded by people that currently are where you want to be. You know, they've already reached that goal. So, you know, until you've actually physically experienced it, and I know that, you know, we're talking about a lot of Zoomers, it's going to be probably not quite as impactful, but you still need to be experiencing what is going to be said and all that sort of stuff throughout the day. But yeah, like it doesn't really matter what Kim or I sit here and say until you've actually experienced it yourself. You're not really going to understand. So that's, you know, like the first and foremost thing I want to say. But like Kim said, exactly a year ago, I remember Mick and I we were down at your parents', I think, and we got the phone call from Kim, and she was like, we're having a mini conference, you need to come over for it. And I was just like, no. I just said no, straight up. My first thoughts were, well, it was in Perth and I'm in New South Wales. Second thoughts were kids. I can't deal, like, you know, kids are going back to school and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, so I think so often the first sort of natural instinct thing to say, as soon as there's like 1 or 2 excuses at hand, is just no. And then it was only probably a couple of days later, and it was just kind of weighing down a little bit on me, and I just knew that I really wanted to be there. And so we talked about it, and so Mick and I were just like, let's just do it. Let's just book it and make it happen. And so we did. And it was seriously the best thing that we ever decided to do. And I say that because, you know, I had just reached SSC at the time. I had really good momentum in my business. And I think that, like, for me, I just felt like I was so new still, and I had so much to learn. And so I was sitting there, and this was my first conference experience. Like, there hadn't been a normal Australian conference yet. So this was my first conference experience. And Mick came over with me, and we're sitting there, and it was just amazing to hear everything that everyone had to say. And it's not, my whole experience, and I know that this is the same for so many of you guys so far in the business, has been through a screen because, so many of us, live in all small areas and stuff like that. So to actually be physically in the room where we were being able to talk and meet and hear and listen into everything that these amazing people and leaders were telling us. And for me, it was like, wow, but for him, it completely changed everything for me. You know what I mean? So that was really when he became invested in the business at all. And so to be sitting there and you go, well, you got kind of someone that's just coming along for the ride or is pretty skeptical. This is where I'm kind of saying, if you've got any team members that are new or people that are on the fence, like this isn't just for people that are actually in the business. You can invite potentials like to zoom into this and be a part of this and come along on the day. It can be the thing that gets them started strong, that gets them excited, that builds belief. I saw that in my own husband, so I know that it can happen in anyone else. And I think that's probably the biggest key thing. There's so much to learn, and that's all like the fact stuff, and you can take time to do that. But one thing that you really can't learn, you've got to feel and experience, is building that belief. Because once you've got belief in the industry and the business and the company and the products and yourself, there is really no stopping you. And so it's just constantly working that belief muscle, building that belief muscle, and all of the rest will just happen. Do you know what I mean? So I'm going to actually leave it there. I think we're handing it over to Michelle, Kim. So because by leaving it there, I think that this is really going to play in a lot to Michelle's story, which she's going to talk a little bit about. Because, for her, it was, a pretty magical experience going to conference. So, Michelle, you can take it away.
Oh no, we can't hear you. We're all going to have to lip read, I think. All right, I think she just has to log out and log back in. Let me pin me so I'm can see Naomi's head while I'm talking. And I do want to give a quick shout out to Tab and Tash, who are actually getting on the plane and coming over. And they've also been invited to talk on stage to share, which is fantastic. I love this. I love how they just said, yep, let's do this. So we're going to have a madhouse here at the Team Coconuts headquarters. And look, if anyone else wants to fly over at this rate, let's just have mattresses all over the floor. I'm keen. It's going to be the party house. And it's my birthday, guys. I'm a birthday person. I'm literally trying to almost guilt tribute into flying over for my birthday. Is it working? Is it working? Oh, yay. All right.
Yay, I'm back.
Woo. Let me
not in the bush. Sorry. So I went to, can you hear me?
We can, but I can't find a video.
Oh, wait.
Oh, here we go. Yay.
So my husband and I went to the Anaheim conference with Mick and Naomi. When was that? April last year. And again, same sort of thing that Naomi was saying. There was lots of reasons why we probably shouldn't have gone. The kids, the work, the no babysitters, all that sort of stuff. And we thought, bugger it, let's just book it and go. And sitting in the room with 8,000 or 10,000 of our closest Juice Plus friends was pretty incredible. You sort of see the bigger picture and realise the belief in the company and all that sort of stuff. But more than that, for me, it was about connecting with people like Kim and Caitlin, and I guess, having drinks with them and dinner with them and building those relationships so that, you've actually got a face to a name. The person behind the screen is actually a real person that I spent time with on that trip. So that was really, really cool. And I come back with a new fire in my belly and a belief in myself. I think that I could actually do this because there was other people like me that were doing this. And then I guess the Gold Coast conference sort of solidified that. I met, people like Tash and Jade and spent time with the greater team on a more tight-knit sort of level over that weekend, and it was completely life-changing. You know, that conference, I spent half the time laughing hysterically and the other time bawling my eyes out, snot, crying, can't explain it. But that this energy in me just changed everything. So yeah, if you can get to a conference, do it. If you can't, Zoom's the next best thing. But yeah, definitely make it a priority. Don't use those excuses to stop you, I suppose.
Love it.
Anything else?
Yeah, we wanted to share more. Well, whilst you're talking, I love how you've stepped in from you with DVF when you went to America, and you'd sat there for a while, and then something really. Do you want to share with us? Obviously, going to a conference, experiencing, and guys, when you guys come to one, you will understand that something does just tick. Can you share with us on an emotional level, like what really made you tick to heads down, bum up, make this happen, and what's your big why that you're aiming for? Like, what did the conference awaken you to? If that makes sense.
Yeah, I think just seeing other mums standing on the stage, doing their NMD speeches, they were no different to me. The husband was working, they've got a couple of kids, they were just mums from whatever background they were. And I think it was kind of that aha moment for me that was either I do this or I don't, and what happens if I do? What happens if this actually is a thing and it works, and I make something of this? If it doesn't, then I've not lost anything. So yeah, that's kind of like, what else would I be doing with my time, I guess, is more the question. I'd be sitting at home watching bad daytime TV. There's only so much vacuuming and housework you can do. Yeah, so that's kind of what, I don't know, lit me up a little bit. But I guess my why is it's connection, it's relationship building, it's conversations. My husband works away a lot, so it's giving me someone to talk to on a Monday night when he's away. So that's my why. Gives me something to do.
I love it. I love how simple that is, Michelle. Thank you so much for sharing.
Sorry.
Just gives me something to do. That is like the best why. We all want something to do, right?
Yeah.
Naomi, is there anything else you wanted to ask Michelle that I may have missed?
I just have to say,
like an interview.
I'm laughing my guts out now. With anyone that has actually spent like 5 minutes or more in Michelle's company actually knows that she is an absolute comedian. Like, she's got this really dry, satirical way of talking, and it's just hilarious. Like, anyway, you will all eventually get to know that about Michelle. Yeah, but for me it was really, really exciting to see, I think, because we went to the Anaheim conference, which was my so we'd just been to the Feb conference a couple of months before, and then the Anaheim one was in April. And Michelle and her husband Lee were coming along. Michelle was a DVF at the time. Like, that's a pretty major commitment for a DVF to come to an international conference, an overseas conference. So basically what we did is we got them drunk one night and told them, let's go to Vegas, and we just like tacked the conference into the end. So that's really how we got them there. But it was a really good tactic, because not only was did Michelle have kind of like that shift in her mindset, because literally, and I say this, with like absolutely not laughing now, she came home from that conference. We restarted her as a DVF, and she has hit the ground running and not stopped since. And she is going for SSC this month. So, like, you think of, that kind of the time frame and, what kind of really does have to shift in your belief, in your self-belief, in your mind for that to happen. That's the power of conference. Do you know what I mean? So that's, if you want that for yourself, get to conference. If you want that for your team, which, you know, your team are your business, get them to conference. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I really, really can't stress enough, the power of what conference can do and what it is and what it can mean for you and your business. So, yeah, but that's probably all. Like, I know that it can sound fluffy around the edges and all that kind of thing, but you know, it really brings in this next level commitment that it really puts you in a place where you have to think hard about the commitment that you're making to yourself and to your team. So yeah, look, there you go. Wave to everyone.
Hi, Violet.
They're waving back. Come on. Yeah, but that's probably all I've got, all from me, babe.
Awesome, babe. You might have to meet yourself. I can't find you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Cool. So you guys can all see our passion for you guys committing to this. Now, when it was in my first year of doing this business, and this is when, like, I don't even know Stevie Coulter, Mark Dragon, they signed up 18 years ago. They were the originals of Australia. They're the ones who signed up Dr. Tamara Hunter. They built the business. They lived the lavish lifestyle. That's why you don't see them much now, because they did it 20 years ago. They're living the dream, right? But I remember, I'm pretty sure it was Mark Dragon or Steve Coulter, one of them, said, I don't know if he said it to me. I just remember this happening, right? I probably had a bit of wine, so I don't really remember the full how I found out. But it was at the conference, or he came to Perth, and he said, if you are 100% serious about building this business, going to a Juice Plus Australian conference is non-negotiable. Like right now, I said, like, it should be a yes, I'm going. Now, we're always taught that you should on your team. Like, I'm not your boss. I have no right to tell you what you should and shouldn't do. Well, you don't have to listen to me. I can guide you from what I know has worked and encourage you and for you to be successful, so you can learn from my mistakes and so on and so forth. So you can teach your team from your mistakes and you encourage them. But it really did make so much sense when he said, if you're 100% serious about your business, you will invest in conference. It is a non-negotiable, you will go. And I'm like, it is so true. And I can tell you, can I be really honest with you guys? I love you so much that I want to say this, that if you want to be an NMD, if you told me right now that I have a goal to be an NMD, whether it's in 6 months or 6 years, then I expect to see you at conference, and I can promise you that I will hold your hand, and Naomi will promise this too, hold your hand every step of the way till you hit NMD. And because we just know the power of conferences once a year, the Aussie one. It's in Perth, which is awesome. You get an opportunity to travel. You get an opportunity to get away from the kids. Like, look at the positives in it. Find the positives, right? And as Michelle said, and I love this, Michelle was like, I just saw the mums up on stage doing their NMD speech. And I was like, if they can do it, I can do it. I remember starting, and like Nat Baldock, I put on the biggest pedestal. So another one of our NMDs. I was like, oh, I'm never going to be as good as her. She is amazing at what she does. And I did do that. And it did kind of freak me out a bit, because I put all these, who was NMD at the time when I was not NMD yet. And I was like, oh, like, I could never be like them. You see them on Zooms and whatnot. And then when you see them in person, when you meet them, you realize they are just like you and me. We all have flaws, and they're pretty much all the same flaws, right? We make mistakes. We all make mistakes. They want to have a conversation with you. They don't look down on you. They lift you up. They believe in you. You will actually get 1,000,000 times more belief given to you from everyone that's at conference, more than what you believe in yourself. I'm pretty sure my grammar was really bad on that. But you know what I mean, 100%. Right now, if you close your eyes right now and you can visualize yourself going to conference, then it should be a no-brainer. And I'm talking about Aussie conference. These mini conference, again, yes, you've got the Zoom option and we've got the live, but I'd rather you make the plane trip if you could only do one financially, make the plane trip to the Aussie conference. And like me and Naomi, we're putting on like some epic shit for you guys. Actually, we've got time. Naomi, should I plug a little bit of the surprise we've been talking about? Yeah. Are you ready? I want to know if you're ready. Are you listening? Pop some awesome emojis in the chat before I announce this. I wish I had some like awesome music. Come on, guys. Are you excited? I won't tell you if you guys won't comment. Yes. Okay. Naomi and I, and Caitlin, and Caitlin as well, we are going to be putting on our very own leadership retreat with one night's all expenses paid accommodation and dinner and some breakfast, with elite training from myself, from Caitlin, from Naomi, and Simon Mitchell will Zoom in for an hour because he'll be in the UK. And for those of you who don't know him, he is a professional personal development coach and network marketing coach, business coach, all that. He's fantastic, right? It's going to be on the Thursday night before Aussie conference. We are going to be looking at some penthouses and whatnot. Like, this is going to be, you know how the head office puts on one for NMDs? We're putting one on for you now. Who wants to know what's required? Yeah? All qualified SSCs. You have to be an SSC and you must have a qualified business, because that means you're serious about your business. If you don't know what qualified is, just talk to your upline. How cool is that? And it's not till June, so you've got until June. We are so excited to put this on for you. If you're already SSC and above, as long as you qualify your business, you'll get your invite. And it's just something that you can work with. If you've got team who are at SC level, SDVF level, DVF, you can get to SSE in the next 5 months. It is so doable. We will help you, because we want to be able to invite you to this exclusive leadership retreat. We're calling it like Team Coconut's Pina Colada Retreat, but Caitlin's actually going to be there with us, and she's got a few SSE team members that she wants to invite as well. So I think that would be really great. Also for you guys to not just hear from Naomi and I. Caitlin has done a lot of personal development herself. She's she's the youngest growing NMD in Australia. So to learn from that, I think is really cool. Who is excited? Woohoo! I'm putting on gallery view so I can see everyone. Doing a little dance. Now, I think this is incredible. We've chosen SSC and above because that's true leadership. Having to be an SSC, you need an SC team member. That means you have led another leader, because SC is kind of that leadership role. You have a team building now. And we want the biggest success for you. And I think it will just be a shitload of fun. So get excited, guys. And I will share this as well. We will have wildcard options, entries. Both Naomi and I will select. However, don't rely on a wildcard. There's only going to be one from each of the NMDs. But if we know you're working for it and gunning for it, I just want to let you know that there's going to be a couple of wildcard entries as well, which is woohoo! All right. Who wants to come to conference now, hey? I love it. All right, I'm totally rambling now. Naomi, do you want to add anything to that? I'll just unmute you. I'll leave it on gallery.
Yeah, no worries. Just to say that if you feel like you're brand new to the business and that you're not going to reach SSC by conference, that this is an annual thing. So it's something that you then build for the following year. Okay, so we kind of wanted to, I guess, duplicate what head office is doing nationally, because it works so well as incentives for you guys, and do it within our team. So that's why we've kind of come together. And obviously, as the years go on, they'll probably get more and more epic and amazing. And you guys will be part of that as you guys then rise to NMDs, and you've got your own team that you're raising up as well. So this is just something. It'll be the first time, but it will be really exciting, and just the beginning of something really awesome. So so get excited, get your teams excited. Like Kim said, if you've got those people sitting at that SDVF, SC levels, like SSC is so achievable. So that's it.
And I hope you guys are excited, because even if you are, I know there's a few of you on the call who are definitely brand new. Have it, as we say, have a stretch goal, have a big goal for something you want to be at, aim to achieve. And if you guys are serious that you believe that you want to be there and you can make it happen, you need to either talk to your active upline if they're active if there's someone that supports you a lot. Otherwise, you need to come to me or Naomi. If you're team Pina Colada, go to Naomi first, because she works really closely with you. And if you're team Coconuts, come to me and tell us, I want to be at Leadership Retreat. What do I need to do? We will do a game plan and we will hold your hand. You have to meet us halfway. We just want you to be as successful as you can be. So, yay. Do we have any questions? Maybe if you want to chuck them in the chat. I'm really pumped now. Does anyone have any questions? Or are we good? If we've got 5 minutes. Oh, I might stop recording.